Xabi Alonso to Chelsea. Here we go. And listen, this my energy just went from here to here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, we just come off losing the final against Manchester City. Everyone that watched my match reaction, go back and watch it if you haven't watched it already. And yeah, listen, this has to be a new era, bro. Because where we are right now is low, and I couldn't even raise my voice. There was nothing to be exciting about. I came off that game just not happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Not happy, disappointed in my team, and so many different feelings at the time, yeah. So seeing this now and the news coming out, it's kind of like you get a happy moment, but also not a happy moment. So let me explain what I mean by that. Before I go there, make sure you're liking the video, subscribe it, and hype as well if you haven't hype the video. You get 3 hypes a week. So make sure you hype the video if you can. Leave a comment below. What do you think about the manager's signing? Do you think he's going to be a success at Chelsea or not? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But let me get back into it. For me, first and foremost, is the timing of the announcement. For some people, they like me, that kind of thought we would lose against City anyway because of our current form, because of the way we've been playing this season, because of how good City's been, X, Y, and Z. Even though I thought at the end maybe it's a one-off game and underdog Chelsea, X, Y, and Z, we just knew deep down, you just knew that you had to climb a mountain to win this game. And to get this, it's a very blue coat thing to get this straight after a defeat with a little, a little brief. And I think that's the bit that you kind of like, okay, cool, whatever. I think I first saw the news with Fabrice Hawkins. Do you know what I'm saying? When he announced it, for me, I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We'll see whether it's true or not. We'll see what's going on with it. But he obviously tweeted this, and you can see it's 5:40 p.m. and that's literally when I ended my stream. So Xabi Alonso to Chelsea agreement in principle, and then I'd already left, ended the stream, so I didn't really, know. And it was like, okay, cool, but we didn't really get so many people confirming it. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it gonna happen or not? That's the ideas I had in my head because, like I said, Liverpool's always there. You know what I'm saying? As someone that we've said this, and we have also said this before. He's a ex-Liverpool player. There's a lot of times he was linked to the Liverpool job, and it's almost like in some ways it's not the same type of player, but it's almost like if Lampard was linked to Liverpool and Chelsea, even the Liverpool fans would probably turn around and say he might take the Chelsea job because Chelsea's also looking for a manager, or Chelsea look like that. If things are keep going the way they're going, it's logical to think for us that Lampard would pick Chelsea, and it's a similar thing with this. You kind of felt like he would pick Liverpool, and it would just be like blue coat to end up messing up. People always reference the Mike Maignan deal when he's 8 million, and we spend money on players for 8 million before. Now if you go for, we heard some rumors about us going in for him again or inquiring, or we could have got him for 8. He signed a new contract, so you're not gonna get him for 8. You know what I mean? But the point I'm making here for me is that until it's done, or you can really see that it's very close to him getting the announcement, and you get a lot of credible people quoting that it's going to be done, I think that's when we kind of feel like, I think when Aston Villa beat Liverpool as well yesterday, you kind of felt like, especially beating them 4-2, are they going to stick with their slot decision, or could that be just like a quick U-turn? All those signs and the things that I've been hearing. I think after that, we got just one from Sebastian Vidal, another French journalist, who said the discussions between Xabi Alonso and Chelsea will resume tomorrow. The Spanish coach is awaiting guarantees on his full powers. The London club wants to quickly wrap up this matter. The two parties are drawing closer to an agreement. This 11 hours ago, and then he put this as well, 4:48. Chelsea and Xabi Alonso reached a preliminary agreement. The Spanish coach is okay with being the new Blues manager, just last details to iron out, but all signs are green. And then obviously today we got the Ornstein bomber, which kind of like made me say, you know what, I'll go and make the video, innit? agreement incomplete for Xabi Alonso to become Chelsea manager. 44-year-old Spaniard visited London early last week and accepted opportunity. 4-year contract now finalised. Announcement imminent. Primary target throughout. +1 at Chelsea move. And obviously Romano then tweeted 6:15. Xabi Alonso has accepted to become Chelsea next manager. Here we go. The agreement set to be completed, and Chelsea prepare official announcement for the coming days. But Xabi said yes. So obviously the actual video, his announcement and all that kind of stuff, and them saying he signed it, are obviously all things that come in the future. But we'll kind of have to look at that. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll kind of have to look at that. Yeah. So look, what do I think about this signing? Or what do I think about this manager? Look, like I said in my previous shows and stuff, and if you don't watch some of the shows, or if this is your first time here watching the channel, you know, it's more of usually the fun vibes and, you know, banter and, you know, all that kind of stuff for us. And we go through the news, and it's just about having fun. But at the same time, you know, there's periods where we're serious. We try to bring in different guests and stuff like that. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. So yeah, make sure you're subscribing, and also, like I said, yeah, as well, a lot of people aren't actually subscribed to the channel. This is the point I'm making. More than 60% of people are not subscribed that watch the channel. So, you know, do me a favor and subscribe. But let's get back into it. Xabi Alonso took Bayer Leverkusen, I think, from 17th to winning the title at Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. He, you know, also has said before that, you know, it's, you know, he had been linked to other jobs. He had been linked to, you know, he had been linked to Liverpool, you know, and he thought maybe a logical step to, if Leverkusen doesn't turn up well, he might go back to Real Sociedad. Then he, you know, Bayer Leverkusen, he won the league. Then of course Bayern Munich's not an option anymore, and, you know, direct rivals, and, you know, like those things for me it was about what he done at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, is he gonna play the three in the back system at our club or not? That's yet to be seen. You know, we've had examples with Ten Hag and some other managers that go in and decide, you know what, we might do, what's best for the team, and then kind of make it a hybrid of what the team's built for, and at the same time, you know, in terms of what's already at the club, and then kind of to get the best out of them, we'll do a mixture of what I want to do and what, instead of fully doing what I want to do, like an Amorim, and then it just breaks down because the team's not really built for it. So, look, I'm happy. I'm extremely happy with this appointment. He was someone that I wanted once we were linked to him. And the reason I wanted him is because if you start looking at the list of managers that are available, he's the best one out of the ones that are available. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so we can go through the list of the people that I can remember. I think is obviously Enrique is someone that you want to get, but he's not available. Now Guzman's another one, but is he going to leave? It's a gamble. Is he going to leave Germany? Because he won't have a conversation with you until after the World Cup. Is he going to leave Germany after the World Cup? And if you don't get an agreement with him, and he ends up saying, you know what, I was so disappointed. I was disappointed at his World Cup, or he's done amazing. He might change his mind, saying, I want to stay one more time and X, Y, and Z to the next tournament. So that is something that you don't want to rely on either. We needed our appointment to be done before the World Cup, before pre-season, to ensure that we have a manager in place that can start its pre-season, knows which players are here or not, which players have to stay and leave. And we knew as well that, you know, we are not in a good negotiating position as owners, as a club, because we shot ourselves in the foot by letting Enzo Maresca go. That's the honest truth, and it's not nothing to do with me liking the manager and not liking the manager. Like, put that all aside, he was a manager that was doing well that we let go, and, you know, I always put a little asterisk. If you were, you know, if you want to specify, he walked away, he left. Essentially, we kind of kicked him out, because if you're not going to give a manager anything that he needs, or the things that he needs, and, you know, we're talking on the day of the FA Cup final, and we see how integral someone like a Colwell is to the team. And we've just seen ourselves go throughout the whole season without Colwell, and you see the difference with him being there. So him asking for a centre back before Colwell got injured, and now asking for a centre back when Colwell got injured, was like the logical things to do, and we didn't do those things. So they got him Tosin instead. So those things have to change. And I said in multiple of my shows previously that this season is one of, in my opinion, the most important season for the future of the club. In terms of, for me, it's a sink or swim. I've always mentioned this a million times. For me, it's a sink or swim. We either, because at this moment in time, we're just drowning. When you go up and go for air and then you drown again and then you get back up, someone through, like, this is the manager choice that we make, which at this point is already done. It's Xabi Alonso, which I wanted to make sure that they get over the line. And now the players that come in, and the players we must get rid of this summer have to go, and we have to get the players that we need. I care more about the players that have to come in than crying about players that have to go, because they can always be put in the bomb squad. There's always things you can do with those players. I care more about the players that are going to come in and be part of this team and help this manager and the team be more successful going forward. And we have to ensure that this manager gets what he needs and what the team needs. Because today you saw that we went and faced a Man City team and we essentially just tried to keep ourselves within the game and then see maybe if we can nick a penalty or nick something here or there to see if we're in it. And I think that's not proper Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? That's not Chelsea. That's not what we've been used to, especially in recent times. In finals, we want to make sure that we can bank in our team. But I'm not someone that's fussed about if the manager's going to play 3 in the back, 4 in the back, 5 in the back, bro. I'm more fussed about winning. I'm more fussed about the team being at a place that it not necessarily deserves to be at, but was where a club like Chelsea needs to be, which is at the top. And that's where I want to see my club at. I don't want any of the stuff that I've seen this season. I want to close the book of this season and never see her again. Our teams have downfalls and whatever? Yeah, of course. But everything has to work this season. If we leave a key part out from this season, it's downhill. I think the manager is one step. They've got that one step that we've done right. We have to keep continuing to make sure everything that we do this summer has to be on point. We can't get misses in transfers. We can't duck out of, if there's a right player that we need to go and get him. You know what I'm saying? We can't lose out on targets or not get the right profiles or not get the right players, whether it's an experienced player, whether it's that. It goes on. We need to make sure that we don't have no deficiency at left wing. All these things that we know we have at the team have to be sorted this summer. Like I said, this is a crucial summer. And I'm not going to come here and say this manager, that's it, he's going to solve everything and things are just... No, because the reason I said the season ended in December was because of what happened. Because I knew nothing could have really been done. Nothing we can do throughout the season can fix the problems that we have until we get to the summer. Because we also know that we don't really spend money in January with these current owners. So we needed players. We needed players in certain positions. We need some players that are taking the team backwards, to be to get rid of. So there's a lot of aspects that need to be done. I will do a longer stream about that. But I just wanted to make sure, obviously, to bring in the announcement. Here we go for Xabi Alonso. And I hope this is the turn in the right direction. I really, really hope that this is a turn into the right direction, because I'm tired. Sometimes you just get tired of chopping and changing managers, especially when you think you've had the right manager and then he goes. I think when he's not a good manager, you get rid of him. Rosini, I said I'll give him to the end of the season. He started messing up more than normal. I said, yeah, get rid of him as well. Would I want to see McFarlane? Of course not, but it just is what it is. How McFarlane could get a better performance out of the team against City than Rosini did is still beyond me, but that's another... You guys can already see, right? So, like I said, man, I want to see the team back to where we were, looking like we're going towards. Xabi Alonso looks like a very tactical, astute manager. Someone that understands his football. Does it help that he played in midfield as well? So he has to understand these positions. He's someone that can show the players what to do on the pitch as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's someone that was great at playing football. Now, all these things, he's going to command respect. He is someone that is gone invincible as a manager. Yeah, and he's not in this league, but he's still winning. Winning, I think, three trophies, if I'm not mistaken, at Bundesliga and the Bundesliga in Germany. But then again, it's three trophies that he's essentially won Bayer Leverkusen trophies they've never had. So, yeah, look, like I said, I'm very happy about this appointment. It's something to kind of lift my moods from where it was during and after the game. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see what the team and the club are going to do this summer. And my thing is just that I'm looking at it, and like I said, the blue co, like I'm not blue co in until these men win me a league or a Champions League. So it's a pay as you go thing. That's what we got. Every time you do well, I'll give you credit until you earn my trust back, because all they've done is essentially shows that they can't be trusted, whether it's with transfer targets and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We've seen what they've done. I know that they've also said they're going to give this manager more transfer involvement than they had before. They're not going to just tell him this is the player you're getting and deal with it. And they've been coming out with briefs recently about self-reflection, and we're going to self-reflect. But you've already made the mistake of getting rid of the manager previously. So if you don't learn from what you've done wrong before, well, you just can't be trusted. You know what I mean? You're just incapable of being, given responsibilities, bro. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. I'm not someone that's just giddy for giddy's sake. I think I finally got a manager that we can trust. Hopefully his system, his style of play, his thought process, and works in the Premier League as well. But on top of all that, I just hope he's adaptable. That's very important, because as Chelsea fans, we all know we don't like a wrong and strong manager. So if things are not working out, or if you see something on the pitch, if you can change it up, if you can do something to help us get out of the position that we're in, then that would be much appreciated. But like I said, the news, Xabi Alonso, here we go. That's why we done the video. So listen, I appreciate everyone that's watched it already. Like I said, leave your comments below. Do you think this is a good signing? If you're a Liverpool fan, Chelsea fan, any fan. But I know a lot of Chelsea fans going to see this as well. Let me know what you think of the appointments in the comments below. I read all the comments, everything that you guys leave in the comments below as well. Do you think he'll succeed at Chelsea or no? What problems do you think he's going to have? Like, any thoughts you have, put them in the comments below. See what I'm saying? Leave one comment at least. Make sure you like the video and hype the video if you haven't done so. And share it, whether it's to your friends, to someone. See what I'm saying? Help the channel grow. And I appreciate all of you that's watched the video, man. And look, make sure you check out the other videos and playlists that we got here if you're new as well. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.